Hello, and welcome back to Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. I was definitely not able to get as far as I expected, or hoped really, because since last time I went and talked to all the people in the other villages, and there's even more 2-star quests. There's 3 here, there's a couple more that showed up, there's a ton that showed up. It's very, there's a lot of quests that show up at the same time in this game, and 90% of them are not all that interesting. Like, the eye drum's new, that's good. But there was a hunt for 10, or I think it was 10 bullfangos. Like, a lot of these just show up. And I want to get through them now, because getting through them later will be even worse. So, I guess I can do this. And work my way through all these quests. I might... There's some, like, specific... Yeah, I also need to pick up the thing from Poke. But there's, like, specific elements that need to be properly managed. I say this, but I might actually do it as a cat. Because I don't think the fishing's interesting enough to not just search how to do it. And apparently it's like it's a specific zone that you need to fish in, and there's like a 10% chance of getting, I forgot to pick it up again, a 10% chance of getting the one you need to show up. It's a big pink fish, and I need 3. It's all very... It's... I just don't think it really adds all that much to the game. Like, it probably fits with the tone of the old games, and the first few, like, quests were okay. But the fact that there's several pages of these... So I could use this, but... Apparently zone 11 is where I need to go. According to Game FAQs. Except it's not Game FAQs anymore. No, it is. I just don't want to have to do this. The fishing... It's just... Like, eventually... I'm not actually against the idea of fishing to collect fish for crafting, making gear. It's probably going to be tedious, but that at least has a certain progress-based appeal. And I know I can skip these quests, but it's just sort of odd. So I think these are maybe this bigger pink red fish. It should be that big one, I hope. And the other ones are probably not what I need. Wherever I can cast from. But I can't. Oh, because I have the weapon out. Oh, it's spinning the wrong direction. It's too slow. I'm gonna catch it anyway because it's gonna be the other one anyway to get it out of here. Yeah, normal sushi fish. I need the big version. Is that a goldfish? It's not a golden fish, but like... Oh no, that went further than I thought. It's not the most interactive system. I don't think you can aim how far you throw or cast. So you just kind of have to hope that they're at the correct distance. You can change the angle, which is useful, but like if there's just a clear, even just the, it's gonna catch the wrong fish again. Even if there's like a bar, it's like, oh, up and down, oh, right fish. And like, if there's a bar so you could aim the distance or something, it could be kind of interesting. But then they get clumped like this, and all you can do is hope that the one you want to catch actually cooperates. But it's an interesting, like, a lot of the small things in this are kind of fun, I think. Not fishing, but like I think the mounting system is fine. I kind of wish it had a clearer, okay, so, oh, that's a goldfish maybe. Golden fish, whatever they're actually called. But the, like the mounting, I kind of wish it actually showed, like, Monster Hunter World clearly shows press this when the monster's going crazy. But I don't think it indicated that, so I had to search in the explanation the proper way to what to do when they're in the aggressive state. Which is just part of the game, but one more sashimi. Also, my understanding is, I don't think, or no, fish in rivers, I believe, have a slightly higher tendency to have parasites than like deep ocean fish, though even then it's still not always best to just assume. It's all dependent, like what swordfish apparently are very full of parasites. I'm mostly thinking about the, if you catch, I'm pretty sure that if you catch like a, oh, okay, nope, not giving me, oh, connection, move it, okay, that's good to know. Like you don't want to, you don't want to just eat raw river fish. You probably don't want to just eat raw other fish as well. Okay, so you can shift it. That's good to know. I pressed that because I confused myself. I don't know why. It's almost like this. Nope, let go. This might be a tuna? Yeah, like the fishing is not the worst version of fishing I've ever seen. It's definitely not the best though. I mean, I imagine any like actual dedicated fishing game is probably better. Especially because they actually explain the controls. Instead of having to chance upon the fact that you can move the lure around. Maybe if I read it in the hunter notes, I might have that. But this is gonna be, this, for the short foreseeable future, it's gonna be a lot of gathering and small monster hunts, which is kind of repetitive, but I kind of want to chat. I want to talk. about some of the things that I've been learning because it's kind of interesting. Mostly just about how it doesn't really... The things that are not properly shown are somewhat frustrating. Like, this game, I don't think it has proper... like, combo descriptions for weapons. Like, it shows some of it, for sure, but it doesn't have, oh, press right bumper X and A to draw into the sword. And that's not something I would have tested if I hadn't seen it when I was checking the different combos, because all of the different hunting styles have different combos, so it's not just the, like, oh, 3 versus 2 versus 1 hunting arts, the alchemy barrel. It's not just that. But it is kind of... the differences are not particularly highlighted nearly as much as they probably could be. It's just a lot. I mean, it's only necessary to do with the goal of, like, completing all the quests. But I say that, I don't know if I will be able to complete all the quests. Maybe just all the village quests. Arzuros is a pretty fun hunt. As in, it's actually a big monster. But I'm going to clear all these quick. And then hopefully I'll be able to do some of the 3 stars, which will include the Iodrum. And maybe a Ludroth if it's quick enough. Yeah, these are not the most involved. Like, I think having some of these quests, maybe more than... I'm a cat, so I don't actually need any items. Having more of these, like, involved quests is kind of interesting. Because it adds to the... It's not immersion. It might be immersion, but it adds to the style of the game, which I think is beneficial. And having to actually gather stuff is kind of interesting. I don't think I want to gather this. I think it's mostly going to be useful stuff. But it's still worth exploring. The camera's weird on that. There's a lot that just kind of goes on. Nope, this is just... okay. Yeah, I don't need this. I'm committed, but that is just a supply for Kinsect. Which I kind of want to mess with it eventually. Because it's more involved, but is it better? I don't think so. Disc stones are not account items. Why is the village elder or village veggie elder? Why is the veggie elder here? Think about, like, I hope Wilds doesn't have... Like, I wish it had slightly more gathering than Rise. I think World had an okay amount of gathering. Like, I think Rise had too little gathering. Because, I don't know, by halfway through, it just kind of stopped gathering. Like, occasionally I pick up, like, honey here and there, but I just didn't need to gather anything. But maybe the, I don't know, more, or the lesser requirement to just constantly return to base might mean that gathering will be more valuable. Which I think would be good. I think would be interesting. Especially since if that was how it is, it would be more useful gathering instead of just side quest. I think bones and mushrooms seem like the best gathering points for unique items, because I don't know. The mushrooms often have unique mushrooms or context-specific abyssal mushrooms and stuff. The bones in this game actually have a lot more other, like, a lot of these are actually used for crafting. I did forget that this particular cat that I switched to does not, I forgot to equip the moves properly. So I don't actually have a way to heal. So I actually could die if my palicos don't heal me. It's just... Gathering quests and egg quests are annoying because of... partially because of small monsters. It's just not worth fighting the small monsters if you can avoid it. I still don't have... Okay, I have at least a few account items, just not many. Mountain herbs and Aurastone piece. So really not many. This is probably not, this is not worth gathering. This is also probably not worth gathering. I like the subquests existing. It's kind of interesting. I think they add they add enough that if I wasn't just trying to push through all these quests because I want them over, there'd be a lot to do. Like, oh, I could treat this as a Bulldrome quest where I also have to gather a bunch of stuff. The issue with that is I've already fought Bulldrome like 2 or 3 times, and I have no reason to ever hunt it again because it's boring. Maybe it has parts that I need eventually, but it's just not a very interesting hunt. I like it existing, but it is probably the easiest hunt in the game that I've seen so far. on the assumption that later in the game it gets harder, not easier. Because, I mean, 3-star quests should be harder, 4-star quests should be even harder, etc., etc. Because they're very predictable. They're very quick. They have a couple attacks that are quick, but other than that, Bulldromes are without a doubt the easiest monster. Well, and the least annoying? It's like Velocidromes and such are easy, but they're also kind of annoying because of how they can jump past you, and that all takes longer than... makes the fight take longer, whereas the Bulldrome, it will charge past occasionally, but it generally seems to charge to you. And then stop, and then you can hit it really easily. I'm also kind of wondering if the village quests HP in this game is lower than the village quests in Rise. Because with on-level gear in Rise, I don't think I killed anything nearly as quickly as I've killed a Bulldrome in this game. With pretty much on-level gear. Slightly more upgraded with like 10 more attack, but... level is a weird way to put it too, but it should be like on tier gear. Because it's these might have points. It's just very quick how quickly the Bulldrome can die. It could be that Bulldrome's super squishy. But it's difficult to know because there's no numbers. Which is fine. It's the older game, makes sense. But the numbers would mean it'd be easier to well, it would be easier to compare sort of as like a scale within the game. That's only 500. I don't like this. The best one is the one that gives this... Abyssal mushrooms, I think, are like the least obnoxious to gather. Seems like aura stones are the best, which means mining. I didn't tap twice there. So just look for the mining points and mine those. Hope for 3 more aura stones, and then I'll be done. It's definitely another one of those elements of this game. The actual combat stuff is neat. But this, like, unknown points from... like, the unknown amount of points you get from the... yeah, it's not back yet. From the account items until you turn it in. The account items taking up space. None of that's fun or interesting in any way. I just kind of don't think it's beneficial to the game. And it's definitely stuff that has been improved since. Because these quests are just so unnecessary, I think. Like, they don't really teach you anything. Because you're generally not like, oh, I wonder where I can get the most points from account items. Like, I guess maybe if you need to grind for the points for various reasons later, but it really doesn't feel like that would be an efficient use of time instead of just, I don't know, playing it, doing normal hunts and just delaying a bit. Maybe I'm underestimating the amount of points needed in the end game. Like, I feel like just doing normal hunts without just consuming less points than you gain from normal hunts would be, even if it would be worse in various ways, it would be less tedious. No, it's not worth it. And these animations are cute, but they make these gathering things slower. I've been doing this gathering thing for over 10 minutes. And at this rate, I am going to just be like, okay, where do I get all these account points instead of trying to find it myself? The Aura Stones seem like the only thing. Like the only source seems to be Aura Stones that's a good source. I haven't gotten unique ferns. I haven't seen a single mushroom gather point. It's just so limited. Do they really need to buffer that input at all and not just make it super precise where you actually have to have the prompt show up before you can jump? I'm just worried that you can press the button before the prompt shows up. I need to check which. Arctic Ridge Accounting. Hopefully the one at the end is back. It is. That's still not back though. I am looking at ways to do this that are less tedious. There's apparently wherever the fishing point is would be nice in the future. Because apparently if there's a specific fish that only gets golden fish and brocade fish. And that would be good points. That's a lot easier and less tedious. There might be other ways to do this. Like, I don't know, maybe there's a egg spot somewhere here. Sort of here's the thing. There might be a better way to do it. There definitely is. Committed. In any other... Like, I don't think there's any Rise monsters that actually charge in a straight line the whole way. They either, like, teleport part way, or they stop. Or maybe I'm thinking early game monsters. So now because I'm just annoyed. So like, you can transport stuff for points, but if you don't know about the existence of, what is this? It's just a whetstone point? No, it's just a stone and whetstone. Okay, that's worthless. if you you like me, don't know that, oh, maybe transporting eggs or meteors is a good way to do it, then the best thing you can do is gather stuff, hope for account items. Which is not fun. And it's a very effective way to never finish the game because you get frustrated. Or never finish the quest because you get frustrated. I mean, that's a hitbox. Yeah, I guess it's just resources. I guess if there is it might be zone 3 that might have a nest to gather from. And just these are both the best and the worst quests. They're the best when you know, okay, it's easy to gather 20 plus, like just get a bunch of abyssal mushrooms, it's easy. And this is gonna be bones. I give up, bye. That's good. It's blue, which means I think better drops. And the vertical ones seem to be the ones that have the aura stones. Except no, it's worse drops, apparently. It's worse drops. But I thought blue seemed like it was like, oh, if it's blue, it has better stuff. Maybe not. Because there were blue flowers in the earlier areas where, like, they had more useful items. I guess that never comes back. The bug/honey spot. Or if it does, it comes back way slower than mineral deposits. Okay. Pretty sure it's just one more. Thank you. Like maybe there's an egg spot there that delivers for 300, 500. I don't know where it is. And I don't know how much it would deliver for. Which is part of the problem, where if you don't search for something or already know something, these quests are not very fun. Like the one in the Jurassic Frontier was kind of fun because like, oh, if you do the Abyssal Mushroom quest beforehand, you know about how to get Abyssal Mushrooms easily. And so that kind of, there's a connection there that isn't just random. Kind of curious if you're actually immune during that quest complete section, or if it just has a bad hitbox on that attack. There's definitely been a lot of quality of life improvements to these games since even this game, which isn't even that old. Like like quest end inventory. It's so much better to just be able to take all. Okay, 2 more, and I'll be done this again. Okay, Jaggy on Mountain Peaks. I'll do the mushrooms first, because that I'm gonna gather as a cat. The only thing good about doing these is I'm getting resources, sort of. I don't know if any of the resources are useful, but this area, if I go to zone 3 is pretty good, but I'm here for mushrooms. Right? Zone 3 is where the super sprouts are. Can I get to zone 3? Yes, that weird... There's a quest for super sprouts, but I guess they just place a rock between zone 2 and zone 3 so you can't get there? Which is a little odd. It's part of the quest, I guess, but it's confusing. Because the line connecting the two is still there. So you have no reason to be like, oh, I can't go here. I have to go all the way around. There's a lot of super sprouts. Okay, now I just need to look for mushrooms. Hello, you're walking around. Cool. I don't think there's mushrooms there. There's not gonna be mushrooms here. There could be... There are mushrooms in 2. I don't think there are any in 4. But I haven't done it enough to actually know. Mushrooms. Wonderful. Give me all of them. I've not been counting properly. Not that it would be hard to count, I just haven't been bothering. 4 more. Like, this map wouldn't be too bad for... Zone 8 might have mushrooms, because it's underground and it's kind of dingy. This area wouldn't be too bad for 1,000 Ycademy points, with the super sprouts and the actual accessibility of unique mushrooms. Oh, it's just a mining zone. I'm surprised there's no mushrooms, given how, like, wet it is. I think that's a nest. So I assume I can use that if I wanted to count points. And there's definitely going to be a quest to gather an egg there. The bombstone pieces are also account items, I think. Which is good. Only mushrooms now. I need to just finish this. Focus, the bare minimum of focus to actually just finish the quest. I think it's diverse, the different areas in terms of what you can gather. But any place you can gather mushrooms, it seems like it's generally gonna have unique mushrooms, which are better for points because they're easy to get. Blue mushrooms are nice, I think. I'm making assumptions based on later games. 1 more, I think. Yep. Like, it's kind of interesting. The different distributions of account items. Okay, I'm done. Like, mushrooms have unique mushrooms They have the abyssal mushrooms. So there's like a couple types there. The berry-based ones don't seem to have account items. I might be wrong. They don't seem to at least have account items in every zone. The ferns, I don't know what classification they are for gathering. They have unique ferns, so they have something. Mining can have Burma or Burna stones. Probably Burna stones, because that's the name of a village. It has the stones to gather. It can have zone-specific items to gather. And a lot of stuff like that. Which is kind of interesting. That's a weird camera. There's something odd about this camera. It's probably that it's stationary. Gargoyle. Lots of mushrooms. And like just the send all function is so, it's such a blessing. It makes it so much less annoying coming back from a quest. Because to me, this system makes me even less likely to bother checking what any of the items are. Because I'm gonna have to spend the time to click through them all anyway. And I can be scanning them a bit as I am spam clicking, but I'm never not gonna be spam clicking through that. I currently switched my set to Striker, but I didn't reset these. I'm not going to use any of those because it's just a bunch of Jaggies. Jaggia? Jaggy. It's a lot quicker with a real weapon instead of a prowler for killing small monsters particularly. I'm fairly confident I'll get enough free hot or cold drink if I need it. I have a list of skills on the left here that I'm looking at because I just have it open. It's another point of annoyance that has been removed. I guess you could call it a pain point, is what some people would call it. Where there used to be a mechanic, where in this game there's a mechanic of combination, so you need like, without combo hey, there's a turtle. Without combo books, you can fail, and even with combo books I think you can fail if you don't have enough of them. But like you can completely fail to make items, which just seems tedious. Not fun in any way. Not quite in range, okay. The horizontal slash is so much better. 3. 4 dead. Okay, 11 more. But like, oh, I want to craft a potion. Maybe potions are never failing. I don't know. Like, trying to craft something, but you can't because you're unlucky. No, what are you doing? Oh, because they're leaving the zone because of the Arzuros? No. They just group up like a bunch of cowards. Oh, that's cool. Broke a tree. Bye, Arzros. I could beat you up, but I don't really want to. I kind of want to. I want to hunt at least one real monster in this episode. Get your energy charges up. Actually, I should try to get Demon Riot up before I worry about energy charge too much. Kind of wish I was using another style. I actually think Striker's kind of boring. Like, Alchemy is more interesting because there's more, like, it's more versatile in the sense of you can have subquest complete. You know what? I was gonna consider actually hunting it to death, but I have no reason to. I got the subquest. And I think it's much funnier to think of the idea of, oh yeah, my quest was just to, for some reason, destroy an Arzros's arm, so that's all I did. He's still out there. He'll still attack you if you're out here to gather honey or whatever, but I forgot that the subquest was just ruin this guy's life. It's very mean. And kind of unnecessary. These are Jagia, not Jaggi, because they're bigger and they have longer ear flaps, whatever those are. It might be ears. This, I think, has maybe Ludroth. I don't think it has Jaggi. Yeah. No Jaggi. A little more stamina to run with. You know, it's kind of interesting how the loading zones are a lot less obnoxious. Like, they're not ideal. There is actually a certain it's not just a negative. Like, it makes each area more cut off, so stuff is more contained, and it's more, not that there's much unpredictable in Rise, but it makes it more like predictable, controlled. There's no, Rise doesn't really have the risk of monsters climbing over a wall to attack you, so it's not like that actually changes anything in terms of encounters. And monsters in this game, when there are multiple, can still pick a fight. You just join, pick a fight, you have to deal with both at the same time. That still happens. I've only seen it with the double Great Macau quest, so I don't know how often that will actually occur in this game, but it's just kind of the contained nature of each of the areas is nice, I think. Like, it makes it smaller, and like, as long as you keep an eye on the points where you switch zones and you stay a little bit away from them, you're not gonna, you can't get lost. Not if you can get lost in Rise or World. Well, no, you can definitely get lost in World. You can get incredibly lost in the first locale in World. Rise, you can't really get lost. But I have definitely gotten lost in the very first locale of World, so. It's nice to have it all be contained, kind of. Now, the moment a monster dies outside of the zone in which I can carve it, is the moment that becomes frustrating. But it is what it is. No new quests. So, today, that's all the 2 stars for now. Now I just need to do these super duper duper quick. These are very, very quick to clear. Just go here, pick up the paw path, and leave. Just to get it checked off. And I get free rewards for this. Super quick. I think these basically just exist so you can gather stuff if you so choose, which is kind of interesting. But it's kind of involved. Interesting. I'm just looking at the Kiriniko list of skills for this game because it seems difficult to actually check in game what the skills even do. Like, they're formatting on a list of skills like Burna, Soul of Burna, Soul of Kokuto, Soul of Poke, Soul of Yukumo, Soratorium Soul. All of those lists they're not in the same formatting. The first one is combines the effect of fire resist plus 15 and have hunger. Then it's combines the effect of spirit's whim and thunder resist plus 15. Then it's ice resist 15 gourmand, honey hunter water resist. The order's not the same, and that bugs me. That's when everything checked off. There's no reason to clear this, I guarantee, but there's a lot of interesting. Snow Baron Soul, Drill Tusk Soul, although I think those are the deviants. Like Red Helm. Ooh, Dread King. Attack up large and windproof high. That's like end game though. I'm pretty sure. Bloodbath is attack up large, evasion plus 2. It's a very... Oh, and then there's X versions that are even better. Red Helm. Okay, looking at... Deadeye has negate stun. I mean, this is all endgame. I shouldn't be looking at skills like that when I'm not even done low rank village, but there's so much interesting stuff at that point. Bloodbath X adds composed. I don't know what composed is. I could check. Okay, that's done. Fury. Anti-Kushala is a skill name? It's a funny name. So there's entire talismans dedicated to Kushala, Chameleos, and Teostra. That's kind of cool. Okay, that's done. Something showed up on my guild card. Does that mean I'm done with 2 stars? There's no more to unlock? Because what I've briefly scanned suggests that there's a lot less of these gathering quests at higher stars. And that's what I'm hoping for. Wonderful. Those should be done. If this is done, I still have all this to do. But today, I'm going to end with an Iodrome hunt using Valor. I don't know how Valor works precisely. So, Sheathing fills gauge, enters Valor state, Sheath canceling attacks and avoiding attacks with a Sheathing stance. I'm gonna try it. I've tried Adept a little. I don't think Adept was very interesting. Like, I think it was kind of lacking a little. There's a lot of ones that I think have a lot of... I didn't check the locale. I don't know if the marshland... I don't think the marshlands has a temperature issue. There's a lot of skills in this game. And they're all... It's a very different system, which is kind of neat. I assume it's the same system for like all the older games. I didn't eat. Oh well. I need to get into the habit of eating, but I didn't, and it's too late now. Even if I could eat there, which I don't think I can, it's too late. Is there a hot air balloon? No, I don't know where it is in this map. So, the mechanic is relating to that. Wait, did that just... It drains HP. I'm pretty sure if you get hit during this, it reduces damage, though. It's very awkward, though. It's holding Y, or X. No, it is Y. Holding Y and then having to hit X for this attack, having to hit A for that attack. It's kind of a very awkward button combination. Like, XA is not that awkward. There is temperatures. No, it looks like there should be temperature, but I did get it, didn't I? Yep, I just didn't remember because I'm dumb. I guess it's Iodrome in 8, or right here. Wait, I already fought one of these, yeah. They're just an annoying poison guy. That basically is the same as Roggy in Rise. But I would say a little more annoying. Good timing. Probably shouldn't just do that, but... Move. Oh, it does sheath, so I actually have to, I actually do need to do my best to attack. And it, okay, so you evade it and you sheath. You don't evade it and actually attack, it seems. My impression is I want to do the attacks to build gauge? I need to hit the attacks to build gauge? I don't know. Weird style so far, but there's also, when I'm in Valor mode, I can morph constantly. Can I build gauge with normal attacks? I haven't actually checked. I can't hit normal attacks. Okay, you do build gauge with normal attacks. You don't even need to hit them with Valor attacks. And then this is where I can... Nope, I can't. I thought this was the one that let you morph. Yeah, okay, it's after attacks. You can't just morph it on a whim. Oh, and that dodge is kind of good. Oop. Yeah, that dodge is nice. The hop forward instead of roll. Yeah, that's actually quite convenient. It's very quick. Which honestly, I feel like it might be better than... situationally better than Adept for dodging, just because of that. It, obviously, situationally is the key. Because that dodge is quick. And like, if you're more about positioning instead of the iframes, there's actually a lot of potential. Now you'd have to manage the, you have to keep the gauge, you have to get the gauge up and then it drains and you have to build it up again. You can't keep the gauge going, seemingly. Oops, wrong one. Because it didn't, I'm gonna blame it on the input. Which is making excuses, but... It was kind of neat. I don't think it's a bad style. I thought it would be more focused on actually using the sheath, but it seems like it's more... I mean, you need to do the sheath for attacks and stuff. But it doesn't actually... require... like... using this to avoid damage, which is what I assumed it would actually have an emphasis on. Just get away from the edge. Gonna need to sharpen soon. Can I draw? I can. I do think the control scheme's kind of annoying though. Like Y and B just, or Y and A don't really work together very well. Also, this area definitely has worse frame rate or something. Like it definitely, this zone 8 just feels kind of bad. It might not be actually bad frame rate. It might just be like some side effect of how bad the grass looks. But it looks bad. Also, I hate Idrum because it keeps hopping away. You know, it definitely has lower frame rate or something. Should be energy charging, obviously. Oh yeah. Might die here because I don't have... I'm not gonna be able to heal before the poison tick kills me, I think. Barely. Okay, good. It was much closer than I was hoping for. Yeah, this area feels like it must be lower FPS or something because of all the terrible looking grass that if it didn't exist, it wouldn't be a worse area. Maybe it's just me though. Where's this? Okay. I kind of don't like that, where they just run to where you were a little while ago. I'm gonna sit right here. You're gonna walk to where I want you. Thank you. Yeah, I don't love the... What is it? Like sheath cancel is whatever they called it. I don't love that mechanic. Because it's just extra buttons to push. If you want to do the attacks that are available with it. It just keeps going, which is fun. Can I turn? Doesn't seem like I can very effectively turn. Kind of wish this guy didn't do this. Okay. I do kind of like this, like, chaining back and forth. It's kind of neat. It moves probably a little too much for small monsters like this. But for, like, bigger monsters, it would be pretty good. Especially monsters that move in a way that isn't erratic. It might be better. Since this moves back and forth a lot, and sideways, it's kind of... It limits the value of the moving forward. And that sheath, I don't really like the sheath. Or the sheath. The sheath would be what it goes into, but the sheath would be when you sheathe it. It's probably better monsters is all I'm thinking for the Valor. Mostly because the most interesting thing to me is this. That and the dodges seem like the real value. Is this the one that has the double... One of them has a double explosion? Yeah, that one. Okay. Which the double explosion is kind of interesting aesthetically. I don't know if it's good at all, but I don't have it paintballed. Good thing this isn't Rise, and I can actually chase them. Yeah, I think Valor's interesting. It's also apparently like the by having the constant morphing, each morph hit applies element, which is, or status and or element. I don't know about element, I know status. Which is interesting. Like it adds a bit of a specific niche that it has. I hate the sheath. Putting the weapon away is obnoxious with this. I know you use it to not get hit and you can sheathe mid-combat more easily, but I need to go on this. Like this, you can do this, and then you get hit. Except not by small monsters. That's interesting. Getting hit by small monsters doesn't trigger the sheath. Or the sheath. It's kind of funny. We had a helpful taunt, seemingly. Oh, that doesn't even kill a small monster. And that Biodrome should be really close to dead. Given all the obvious limping it did earlier. Yeah, I don't like the sheath animation out of combat. It's just kind of annoying. There's no real... It just becomes obnoxious. Because I'm sheathing there, I want to run, but it takes just a little bit longer than I want it to. And since I'm impatient, I then press right bumper to start running. And since I press that, I pull out a sword mode instead, which makes it take even longer. Yeah, this into morph is pretty cool, and the dodging is pretty good. It can rotate a little better than I expected. Doesn't rotate very well, but okay, the sword attacks can't morph or change direction. I mean, the axe attacks don't even consistently change direction either, unless I'm running into a wall. I don't think I like it. I think realistically I'm gonna very rarely use Valor. It has fewer hunting arts, which isn't the end of the world. But actually interacting with the hunting art mechanic is probably in my interest. Yeah, I just don't think Valor's for me. I think Adept and Valor I don't really love. I think the other ones I tried were fine though. Alchemy's pretty good, Aerial's pretty good, and Striker is kind of just dull but functional. I have other stuff I'm supposed to turn in, I think. Like, I have a bunch of requests to turn in. it under Hunter Notes? Yeah, I have like this to report, this to report, this to report. But I don't really care right now. I'm gonna report those when I'm done with the other quests and I'm fully caught up on everything. Except there's a possibility that those will give me more quests to do. That's the aerial ticket. Okay, airship ticket. So that's not 5 new quests. It's not airship ticket. Oh, it's a housekeeper. Okay, that's acceptable. It's not 5 new quests that I have to do in 2-star or something. The Chamberlain doesn't want to do this. I like that. That's fun. I mean, I'm not gonna do that right now, but that's a good gag. Yeah. Alright, bumped. Yeah, I'll wrap up here. And before I do, I set up different Palico hiring. Yeah, that's what it is. It is set up for healing, and I probably should collect some. I'm assuming True Health Horn and Cheer Horn are useful. I don't know if I want boomerangs in any format, because I think any healing one is going to be a they're basically just there for healing. I really don't know. I think Vase of Vitality is probably good, because it clears. Well, it just boosts natural recovery. Yeah, it heals status or status effects. That's. I definitely want Vase of Vitality. I don't know the other ones that are super valuable, but Vase of Vitality seems good. Need to check what Soothing Roll is. Recovers health, heals any abnormal status, and allows the user to roll around at high speed. That sounds funny. Probably not the best for a support-focused Palico, though. Like, it might be good for Prowler, is my guess. There's a limited max. Yeah, I can only get 24 more Palicos. What a shame. No infinite supply of Palicos. Is it this guy that I need to... Village requests? Okay. I'm just doing this because maybe it gives me more quests and I don't want to learn that later. These quests are kind of tedious. Having to do each one every time, having to deal with that. I have to collect anchovies. I'm glad I collected popfish accidentally, though. The fact that it exits the menu every time you enter a request is not beneficial. It doesn't help the game. New Palico gear. I'm assuming this is... Yes, this one's actually the flight attendant. Yeah, the quests are kind of cute, but they're really... There's too many that show up all at once. Like, honestly, I think I would prefer occasionally having quests, high rank quests that are just generic gather quests. Like, less of them total, but like having it be spaced out. So, okay, you return to these lower level style quests, but you only get them when you're in high rank, instead of having to get them all right at the start, which, like, the purpose of getting them at the start is to get you comfortable probably, but still, there's too many. I also don't know the purpose of this. Like, I don't know why this needs to be done manually. I don't think it benefits the game, but new hunter arts, that's good. Is it higher level or is it just new types? It looks like it's higher level. Nope. It's just two specific ones. Interesting. Maybe those are generic arts that can be used by anybody? It is. I wonder how that plays on a lance. Castle walls, you don't really dash all the time, you can guard a lot. I wonder if that plays well. It definitely doesn't work with this. It's definitely not what I want for a switch axe or a lot of weapons, but I assume any shield based weapon it's useful, which is basically lance gun lance. So yeah, I'll stop here. Now this time I'm actually done with 2-star quests. I'll be able to continue next time with the 3 stars. There's a lot to go through. Most of which are kind of dull. Academy points. Jaggy and Jaggia. But I want to get them all done. Delivering eggs. Huh? What kind of subquest? Oh, it's a guano. Yeah, collect Gargua eggs and poop. Weird. Yeah, I'll wrap up this. I'll go through a bunch of these next time. I'll do at least one. I'll do at least this quest, that's for sure. I already hunted Kezu. Kezu with aerial is not very good because it's kind of rough when you start rolling towards it. You jump in the air, but as you started rolling towards it, it's beginning the lightning attack, the AoE. It's kind of rough. Yeah, I tried aerial since last time. It was Adept that I tried last time. Aerial I didn't. Aerial I tried in between, and aerial was pretty fun. Yan Kutku. I can definitely do that one next time. Aerial Yan Kutku should be pretty easy. A lot of these to do. It'll all take a little while, but when it's done, and there's less of these in higher stars, I think, and I hope, and I really, really hope that there are less of these at higher stars. I don't think there's a lot of these for the hub. I think the hub has a higher ratio of large monsters, but that will wait till I have at least a little bit of high rank gear. But yeah, I wrap up here. I hope you have a nice day. Bye bye.